Good morning there, mountain men. May the good Lord bless you. Hope you have yourself just a wonderful day. In this video, you all, we're going to discuss some white oak tree bark tea and why it's good for you, and one of the mysteries behind why that the natives figured this out. Okay, white oak bark tea shrinks hemorrhoids, for one thing. You can use it for thrush mouth, grown-ups or babies. You just spray it into a baby's mouth and it will help get rid of thrush. If you've got teeth, gums that are bleeding, you want to rinse your mouth out with white oak bark tea. You can take the stuff and if you have varicose veins, you can wet a rag down or a cloth with white oak bark tea and wrap that around your varicose veins, and that will help get rid or shrink those varicose veins. That's just a couple of the things that the Indians used this stuff for. You can use it for hair wash to help your scalp, especially if you've got some things going on in your scalp where it's it's itching or bleeding or just anything like that. Bug bites, whatever you need to shrink on the inside of your body. If you have ulcers in your stomach, that's one of the things that they used it for. It would shrink those ulcers and help get rid of those things like colitis and things like that, where you've got irritation in your bowels. But let's get some of it, and it doesn't take very much. We'll take off this outer layer right here. Because I'm on my way to my cave this morning, you guys. So we'll just shave off that outer layer right there, just like that right there. Then we'll go in here and we'll get the cambium layer. That right there is what we're looking for. All right, that's way more than enough. Now, what you do with this stuff, you guys, is you take it home with you. I'm going to use some of this green here this morning, but you take it home with you, and you just take 2 tablespoons of that bark and steep it in a cup of tea and drink it. That's all you got to do to utilize it for things on the inside of your body. This stuff is a very soothing tea, by the way. But what the natives, one of the reasons, you guys, that the natives used this particular tree right here is because of one of the things that they noticed about it. Now, you can use other oak trees as well, and other kinds, as long as they're not poison. But like red oak and black oak, water oak and things like that have very, very heavy tannins in them, and it tastes really, really bad. But one of the reasons that they used this particular tree right here is, you see how I cut this bark off this tree? In a year's time, you all, or just at least 2 years, usually within a year, this tree will literally heal itself back up. In other words, you won't come back and find this cut out in this tree. Okay, and you guys, just for that reference that I just told you about the tree healing itself up, see how it does? That's one of the reasons that the Indians preferred this tree right here, because it's a self-healer. The other trees like red oak and those kind of oaks, that's spot will stay there. It will heal up around it, but you'll have a spot there that's rotten. And it will get rotten, okay? But with white oak, this will literally seal this tree back up. In other words, it's like your skin. It will grow it back over, and you will see where I cut that off, but it will have a layer, a new cambium layer all the way over. In other words, to the Indians, it was like a miracle tree. And that's the reason that they used this tree right here. Not because, they just went out there and chopped some bark off a tree. They had sense enough to know and look at this tree right here and say, if this tree could heal itself, then the teas and the barks off of this tree were used for the healing of the body, which in the Old Testament, God told Adam to do what? Use the herbs of the field. He's talking about everything, trees, herbs, whatever it was that was growing. That's what they were using. So let's head on down to the cave, you all, and we'll make some tea out of this, and we'll talk some more about that. All right, you all, with this tea, we talked about goldenrod yesterday. Let's get some goldenrod. Another thing that we can use is tick seed. Tick seed, you all. Different varieties of tick seed. Let's get us some of that right there. And to make this stuff taste better, you all, let's get some birch bark. Since we're only making a cup of tea, it's not going to take that much, okay? All right, you all, let's get the cook fire going. I see that bear has been here. I had a coffee pot hanging right over there, and he tore it down. And I had some ramen noodles in it, and he stole the ramen noodles out of it, but he never tore up anything else. So I guess that satisfied him. But let me get this fire going, and then I'll get right back to you, okay? We got a couple inches of rain there last night, you all. Big storm come through here. Everything's wet. Believe it or not, humidity, just because I'm inside a cave, don't mean that fog and humidity don't get stuff wet inside here. I called it do. Yeah, it do. Okay, you all. We're going to take this tick seed, grind this stuff up to where it's not so big. Make us a dose of this. We're going to take the goldenrod, the tick seed, and a couple of chunks of the white oak bark. White oak bark's very, very tender bark, especially that cambium layer. Put that in there. Also, let's get the birch. Oh yeah, nice. Okay, so that'll do that. It's basically about 2 tablespoons of bark, you guys. Tablespoon of the goldenrod, and whatever amount of the tick seed there is right there. You know, one thing, I've looked around here, you all, that bear's tore up stuff all the way around through here, looking for food. It's 2 cups of water, you guys. 2 cups of water. That's what we got there. Now, what are we doing? We're making a tea that will basically just clean out your whole system really good. It for your bowels, it smooths them out. If you got some type of, an ulcer in your stomach, that's going to help that because it's going to shrink those tissues. You got gum problems, guys, this stuff right here works really good. You just take it and put it in your mouth and just swish it around just like you're gargling. If you got a sore throat, you gargle it. All kind of different conditions with the white oak bark, okay? That's what it's used for. So let me get the stuff to boiling over here. Set that right on the fire there. So now you all, I'm open for suggestions. If you have any type of herbal videos, outdoor videos that you would like to see. You know, I've been on YouTube now, guys, ever since YouTube was YouTube. Changed channel names several different times. Almost got sued before over my name and all that kind of good stuff. Had videos taken down, but I'm still trucking along. But if you have any suggestions about outdoor activities, whether it's hunting, fishing, camping, herbal videos that you would like to see that you're interested in, please comment in the comments and say, Mike, I'd like to see this, and I'll see if I can work that into my schedule, which since I'm retired and I don't do anything but just make videos now or try to keep up with the honey-do list, which I'm behind on right now. Don't you tell nobody, okay? I'm way behind on the honey-do list. But anyway, got any suggestions, put them in the comments. Also, we're going to schedule a herbal live where I'll be sitting there at the house talking. I wish I had the internet connection up here in the woods to do it on my cell phone, guys, but I don't have that connection up here. I'd love to do it here, but I just don't have that connection. But we will schedule us a herbal live one evening, and we'll talk about it. Be sure and join me on Wednesday nights when I'm preaching the gospel, on Sunday mornings when I'm preaching the gospel. I really appreciate you guys watching and praising the Lord with me. And that's what it's all about. Very, very good smelling tea, you all. Set that right there and let that cool. Matter of fact, I think we're just going to add us just a little bit of cold water to that. Just a little bit. That'll make it cool a little bit faster. That's hot, you guys. That is hot. Now what I just done, you all, I could actually make 4 or 5 cups of tea out of just what I put in this right here, okay? In other words, I could use this same stuff 3 or 4 different times. Now you all, especially this time of the year, or any time of the year, whether it's colds, flu, anything a virus that you can get, sometimes you can have conditions without symptoms. You could actually have an ulcer in your stomach without a lot of symptoms. And those things over time can then turn into other different things. So what you want to do is you want to use these herbal remedies like I'm using right here to help heal up those conditions without it going into, different diseases that you could get. Cancer being one of them, okay? Your throat and all kind of different stuff. When you swallow this particular type of tea, it's going to have a healing effect on the mucuses as it goes down into your stomach. Then it'll go from there, over into your intestines. And then, of course, you're going to urinate out some of this stuff. There's no question about it. But it has a really good, let's just say, preventative maintenance, just like you're doing on your car. You've got to put some oil in your car every once in a while, don't you? So that'd be, preventative maintenance. Changing oil in your car. All that kind of different stuff. So that's why that I use this stuff like this. That tea has a very, very good flavor. Remember, we've got goldenrod, we've got white oak bark, we've got tick seed flower, which is just tick seed can be, all the tick seeds, you guys, can be eaten. They're just a pot herb. That's what your tick seed are. Some of them are getting rare around here, but you can still find them every once in a while. Then we've got for the flavor and for the sweetness, we've added the birch bark to this tea. Now you all, how the Indians used this stuff for hemorrhoids, especially those that were on the inside of the anus, they took the leg bone of a bird and they would smooth it up, they would hollow it completely out, then they would tie that leg bone to the bladder of some animal. It wouldn't make any difference what kind it is. A bladder is a bladder. It could have been a deer's bladder, a bear's bladder, whatever. In other words, it's a little sac. They would fill that sac up with this liquid, cool, of course, and they would insert that inside their anus, and they would apply the liquid to their hemorrhoids that way. And they would just simply lay down so that that stuff could, would stay there for a good amount of time, so that it would help shrink the hemorrhoids. And it does work. But you can apply it with a cloth on the outside hemorrhoids if you have hemorrhoids on the outside. And boy, I tell you one thing, them things is painful, you guys. They really are. Anyway, you all, what I was saying there, I think I got cut off on that particular video. I'll have to look at it and edit that out of it. But like I was saying, this is not medical advice. I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you to go out here and use anything. What I am advising you to do is check out on Google, because you can Google any herb or remedy. I don't care what it is. You can Google it. You can go probably to Wikipedia, and it'll tell you what the Indians used it for. I mean, you don't even have to carry a book in your pocket no more if you got an internet connection. You can Google an herb and look at it and tell what it was used for, and even identify the thing that way. So I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you to use anything. I'm just advising you of the things that the Indians used and some of the things that I use. But if you need a doctor, for goodness sakes, go see your doctor, okay? Okay. With that, you all have yourself a wonderful day. May the good Lord bless you.